Hi, my name is Akia, and I am a 700-hour trained yoga teacher. When I decided to study yoga seriously, I was never actually doing it with any intention on teaching. I got into it because I was pretty miserable, having a lot of emotional dysregulation, discontentment, really struggling to find my purpose, and just very desperate for change and a happier life. To be honest, headstands are really not a part of my main practice. I rarely ever do them because I feel like they increase my ego. Sometimes I can feel myself wanting to do a headstand just to prove that I can do it. I'll be in a yoga class and the teacher will say if headstands are a part of your personal practice, now is the time you can practice it. And I can feel myself not needing a headstand that day, but the urge to show off. So if you're on the path to be a yogi, it's so important to notice these things and call yourself out. My first actual yoga class was in Miami, and that really turned me off from yoga because it was more about fitness, exercise, and flexibility. And like a lot of people, I was not flexible at all. And to be honest, even after the last 4 years of a yoga practice and as a yoga teacher, I would still not consider myself flexible by the mainstream understanding of flexibility. I am extremely flexible in some parts of my body, in other parts more rigid, and honestly, it's depending on the day and so many other factors. Even the simplest asana like a forward fold can really just feel like the hardest thing in the world for me depending on the day, but I would be easily able to access a more challenging posture like a headstand or scorpion pose more easily. One of the biggest realizations that I had about yoga is that being flexible on the outside is useful, but it's not the main point of a yoga practice. I cannot tell you how many times I have met someone, and when we talk about yoga, one of the first things they say is, I tried yoga, but I didn't like it because I'm not flexible. Or where people feel like yoga masters because they can get into some really cool shapes, which isn't necessarily the case. Being able to do the postures on the outside doesn't necessarily mean that someone has mastered a yoga practice. As the saying goes, don't judge a book by its cover. But I will say they do work interchangeably to the degree in which the mind is settled, calm, stable. Also, the body will be settled, calm, stable, but it's not an immediate indicator. Tree pose is actually part of my main practice because as someone who is very creative, go with the flow, wind energy, it is so important that I ground and stabilize my body and my mind. People like me who have more air and space in the body and mind are more prone to emotional and mental fluctuations. And if that goes unchecked, it can be very painful, stressful, and just, if you know, you know. Trust me, speaking from experience. So over the years, tree posture is one that I have focused a lot of my energy and time on, and it's become more and more refined. Now I can stabilize enough to close my eyes in this asana for a while. I started off in yoga asana like most people do. Yoga asanas are the physical postures of yoga, but what most people don't know is that there are actually 8 limbs of yoga, and yoga asana is the 3rd limb. And it's actually supposed to be the shortest on the path, according to some traditions. Yoga asana is just a means to an end, training the body, releasing stuck energy and tension from the body, opening up energy channels, and ultimately directing energy where it is most needed. And it is said that all of these postures on a yoga asana journey are really just to train for the one most important posture, which is really just to sit. So the 8 limbs of yoga are yamas, and this is our relationship with the world, how we treat other people, our honesty, our ability to restrain ourselves, our integrity. And then there's niyamas, and this is our relationship with ourselves, discipline, self-reflection, self-study, contentment. And then there's asana, and this is our relationship with the physical body, posture, strength, stability, ease, learning how to sit with ourselves. Then pranayama, our relationship with the breath. Do we notice the breath? Are we making it hard for the body to breathe? Can we be with our natural breath? This was one of my biggest insights in my yoga practice because I noticed that When you are practicing with the breath, you do not have to worry about being flexible. The breath will allow you to go deeper and even create more flexibility in the body, because on every exhale, the body relaxes more and it releases more tension, and the body naturally becomes less rigid. This actually blew my mind. I think it's a part of the Krishnamacharya lineage of yoga that the body movement is the breath movement. These are not two separate things happening. So profound. Then there's pratyahara, and this is our relationship with our senses, our sense of taste, touch, smell, etc. Can we turn inward instead of constantly reacting to everything external around us? Can we be okay without being stimulated? Do we grasp at everything happening internally and externally? And then there's dharana, and this is the relationship we have with attention and focus. Can the mind stay on one thing without being distracted? Can we not be pulled and pushed so easily? Can we really be present with reality? And sometimes in a physical asana practice, you can just notice the mind becoming caught up into emotions and thoughts and feelings, and really not even being there in your body anymore, but the mind having traveled somewhere so far away from where you are. The last two limbs are dhyana and samadhi. The first time I heard about the full yogic system, I was really shocked, but also inspired. Shocked because most of the yoga that is accessible in the world can be very surface level. And for me, this is how yoga, a well-being practice that is really designed to support mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being, became just another rat race at the beginning, because we can actually turn anything into another rat race. And I feel so thankful for the yoga teachers that I had on my journey, because they will always catch me when I would get caught into all of the traps that can happen on a well-being journey. Yoga is a tool that can help us loosen our ego, but if practiced incorrectly, it can definitely make our ego so much stronger. One of the most profound things about yoga is, on the outside, it can look like someone just moving their body. But inward, with correct, complete, and systematic knowledge, that person is undergoing a whole transformation. For me, I check in on how my yoga practice is actually going and if it's working by seeing if I'm becoming more kind, less reactive, if I have a healthier relationship with my emotions and thoughts. Am I being easily triggered and falling apart when something doesn't go my way? Am I more stable with external changes and fluctuations and ups and downs that happen in my life? If I can answer mostly yes, then I feel that I'm making real progress in my yoga practice. And if I really am honest with myself and the answer is no, then I see what I have misunderstood. And this is really the only way to actually check if a yoga practice is working. Any yoga or meditation practice on the mat should translate into our actual lives, life off of the mat, life outside of the classroom, life outside of when we're sitting for a guided meditation, or the peace that we feel and generate while we are on our yoga mats, while we are in yoga classes, or any type of well-being practice. We should see the fruit in our real life. And if we don't, and sometimes it happened to me so many times where I was doing a practice and in my real life, I was just completely chaotic and just not stable. And to the degree in which we can be honest with ourselves and where we actually are, is how we can grow and real transformation can happen. And this is how I know that my yoga practice has become a lot less superficial, because having these dogs running around me like this would have sent me through the roof a few years ago. But I was lying there and I could feel them running. It wasn't until I actually watched this video back that I'm like really seeing how they were wilding out around me, lying there like that, like jumping over my body, like so close to my head. But this is how I check with myself. And this video was actually so helpful for me to see my own reaction to the chaos that was happening around me as I was lying there. Oh, and Shavasana is a full and can be a complete yoga practice within itself. Being able to allow the body and mind to completely settle in this posture is mastery. It looks like a simple posture on the outside. You're just lying there, and that might look so easy, but it's actually one of the harder postures for a lot of us to just rest, to settle the body without movement into stillness, to allow the body to experience ease and to settle the mind, to allow the mind to be at ease and the mind to rest and settle into its natural state. And that can take years and years of serious practice.